The Children and Young People Centre for Justice are doing research with children, parents, and workers in contact with the justice system in Scotland. In this video, CYCJ will share the story of Dan. Dan is not a real person, but his story is made up of many real-life experiences shared with us. Dan is 16. His parents are getting a divorce. Although hearing them argue every day really upsets Dan, he doesn't want them to split up. He's worried about his future and where he'll live. Feeling sad and angry, Dan meets up with his pals and gets very drunk. He tries to forget about his worries. On his way home, he gets into a fight with a boy from a neighboring area. The boy is hurt, the police are called, and Dan is charged with assault. Dan has to go to court. Dan and his parents are worried and confused because they don't know what it will be like or what will happen to him. There are no workers around to help either. The words that are used in court confuse them more. The sheriff decides Dan should be given bail with conditions. Dan doesn't know what bail means, but he's relieved he won't be sent to prison. What does bail mean? Bail means that Dan will have to stay out of trouble until he goes to court for a trial. The sheriff can make conditions that Dan has to follow, like to stay away from certain people or places, and a curfew to be home at a certain time. It's an offense to break the conditions of bail. Children tell us that bail conditions can be confusing and hard to stick to. If someone doesn't help the child to understand the rules, they may end up breaking them. Dan tries hard to stay out of trouble until his trial, but one night his parents argue again. Dan, feeling stressed and angry, decides to visit his gran to seek comfort. Dan forgets though that he's not allowed to be out after 8 p.m. and can't leave his neighborhood. After visiting his gran, he bumps into a friend and they have a few drinks in the park. A police officer appears and questions Dan. Nervous, Dan gets into a fight with the officer who ends up hurt. Dan runs off but is later arrested. He's sent back to the court for the new offenses, including breaking his bail conditions. The sheriff remands him to a Young Offenders Institution, or YOI. What does remand mean? Remand is when a person hasn't been to trial yet and is not found guilty, but they are sent to custody until the trial. This might be because the sheriff or judge thinks they might harm someone, or they might not turn up to trial, or they do not have a suitable home to be bailed to. For many 16 and 17-year-olds, custody will be in a Young Offenders Institution. YOI is similar to a prison because people are locked up and cannot leave, but usually the people are aged under 21. Dan feels this is really unfair as he did not mean to break the rules, and he thinks he should get another chance. Dan's parents hardly visit him at YOI. He feels scared and lonely. Because he's on remand and not found guilty, he's kept apart from others and can't take part in activities. After 2 months, Dan finally goes to court. He's sentenced to a community order and counseling for his alcohol use. He's relieved that he's not being sent to prison. However, due to being on remand, he's lost his college place and his girlfriend has moved on. Right now, Dan feels worried that he's ruined his future over one mistake on bail. People on remand find it very difficult to maintain relationships, jobs, education, houses, and hobbies. Many people on remand don't end up getting a prison sentence because their offense is not serious enough. When they've finished remand, they often have to rebuild their lives from scratch. What does CYCJ think about bail and remand? We think that children under 18 should not have to go to court if they are charged with a crime, but should go to a special place for children called a children's hearing. We think that if children under 18 have to attend court, it should be in a court that is just for children. They should automatically get support to help them prepare for what might happen and to understand the decisions that the court has made. We think that if children under 18 are given bail, they should be supported to help them stick to the conditions. If their family isn't able to support them, then they should be given a social worker. We think children should be given another chance if they make a mistake on bail, and that children under 18 should only be remanded if they are a very serious risk to other people. If a child under 18 has to be remanded, we think this should be in a secure center just for children, not a YOI. What do you think? Get in contact and let us know. You may want to check out these useful links too.